Well, hello, 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 beautiful people. Here we are on our Wednesday rants that we do with Megan Small. Hopefully, Andrew will join us very quickly or whenever he is at. If not, you're stuck with the two of us. So, hello, Megan Small. How are you, sweetie? How's Monster?
I'm
Can you give us an update?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I put an update on my community tab earlier, like just posted a photo of the vet when he woke up from his anesthesia. His surgery went well, but they just kept him overnight for observation. And they haven't called me yet. So once they get him like okay and everything like not so groggy and give him his meds for the day and stuff, they're gonna call me a little bit later. But yeah, he's still at the vet still. Girl, I like could barely sleep. I couldn't sleep yesterday. I felt like I was gonna barf all day long, like my stomach was in knots. I just, oh my God, it's the worst feeling ever.
I know, and you know what's the worst part of it all, Molly? Because I
Mm.
had Siri fixed, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to stay, and it was actually pretty quickly that I took her and I couldn't feed her at night, and then
Hmm.
you can't give them anything. And then I took her
Yeah.
in the morning, and then she started shaking. She peed herself. I felt vile
Hmm.
leaving her there. Like I left crying, and it's like I wanted to be in the operating room, but they said no, you can't, especially if you're gonna be crying and stuff like that. You're gonna, you know, kind of
I know.
we
I
don't
totally
allow.
get it. Like yesterday, I had to drop him off like early in the morning.
Mhm.
And then, oh, I didn't finish my sentence. And what happened was that I had to take him early, and he is one of those dogs that has never been in a crate or anything, right? So they put him in a super comfy crate to wait until it's his turn to go and get his operation done. But because he's so anxious, they had to give him extra medicine, like for anxiety, right? To calm him down. He does not do well in a crate. Like he does not like it. I've never put him in, like I haven't had him in a crate since he was little, and that one time, and that's it. But he is not a fan of those. So the surgeon gave me a call later on in the evening once the surgery was done, and she just let me know all that. But you know what pisses me off, Paula?
You
And I'm
tell.
sure other pet owners will feel this too. But I've said it before, they totally take advantage of pet owners, right?
I saw the bill. I'm still shocked over. I don't know if we can talk about it, if I can say how much it was, but
Well,
I
it's in between. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And the thing is, on top of
oh,
that, like yesterday
woman,
when I
that's the
dropped
price of a car.
I know. When I dropped him off, they wanted the first part of the deposit. You have to pay it right there. So I had to pay $5,700 right there on the spot. And then they took him in and everything. And when I go to pick him up, I have to pay the remaining, I don't know, 5,000, whatever is left over.
Mhm.
But then the thing that annoyed me is that yesterday when the surgeon called, she was trying to push like more things to be done on him, like more tests. And she was telling me, like, he went poop earlier and it was dark. And I said, well, me knowing my dog, it's probably from the antibiotics and all the medication that you're giving him. I know I'm definitely gonna get pet insurance now. I didn't have it previously, and because of this operation was too late for me to even get it and to have it kick in, but I've definitely learned my lesson.
I'm sure.
But the thing is that she was trying to push, oh, we need to get, oh, hold on a second. That's the vet calling me. Hold on
Okay.
a second, okay?
So while Molly comes, let's hope that monster. Can you believe it? Almost a little bit over $10,000 when she sent me the whole bill. So all your donations were greatly appreciated. If you still feel like helping out, please do. I will leave the PayPal account for Molly for you guys to come and help her out because I was like, and you know what it is? It is, yeah, those are your babies, and here in Nicaragua, we don't have insurance, pet insurance. They don't. And most of the times, the insurance that you have, somehow they always manage that the procedure you need is not covered by that particular insurance. Yeah, exactly, Raquel Mendoza. That is a down payment on a home, pretty much. and they're doing the same thing. It says, yes, absolutely. And they are family members. When people say, just a pet, just kill it, why pay? It's like, hmm. I mean, I've had really nasty emails sent, and it's insane. People don't understand that our animals, our furry babies, are like people who give us love. And yeah, I know. I agree, Blondie Girl. But yeah, it is absolutely brutal. I was shocked, and the thing is that they trade on that attachment that you have to your little baby. It's I don't understand. And I don't know. I have horses. Mary, I have who told her don't get a horse.
Hi, sorry.
No, it's
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah, that was the surgeon who just called, and she was just letting me know that they're gonna just keep him until the afternoon just to give him more of the IV drip and stuff. And then I can maybe go pick him up maybe in like 6, 7
Oh,
hours or something like that. Yeah, but the thing what I was saying is that yesterday on the phone, she was trying to get me to like, okay, maybe we need to get more images done and have the radiologist look at his stomach because it could be a GI issue, that could be an ulcer, and just making it worse, right? And I was very upfront with her. I told her, I said, look, I'm a single parent. I'm raising my son on my own and everything. I have, with inflation, right? Like everything's expensive right now. I'm literally dropping like almost like $10,000 on the spot here for my dog. And you're telling me that I probably need another $5,000 dropped for extra things. Why don't we just focus on this first and trying to get him healed up and better? And then we move on to whatever XYZ we need. But in reality, in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm going to go get a second opinion and I'm going to have someone else look at this because I don't know. I'm getting like, I'm going to trust my gut here, right?
you're being
And
shot.
then and you know what she does? She tried to play like some kind of like Jedi mind trick games with me here. Because then she was like, well, with like GI issues, and if it's an ulcer, like it could be fine for months, it could be okay for years, but you never know if something could happen tomorrow and it could rupture and it could be a bigger problem. I'm like, I understand your concern, doctor, and I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, let's just take it one thing at a time, please. She's like, "Oh, okay." Like, you gotta put your foot down at one point or these people are just gonna suck
Yeah,
you dry. Like,
yeah.
and I straight up told her, I said, "Look, I'm a single parent. I'm taking care of everything myself. Like, me even putting down this much money at once to take care of my dog is crazy." I told her, like, "What about people who can't do this? What's their option?" Right? I mean, it's
Hearing about that, Molly, because holy crap, that's a lot
yeah.
of money. It would have been cheaper for you to come here to Nicaragua and have that fixed. They would have charged you like $600.
Susan Randall says it's emotional blackmail. It definitely is.
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
is because these vets know that you are attached to your pet. They know you will do anything. And I almost feel like they kind of size you up when you walk in. So I walked in wearing like just the crappiest clothes I had, right? Like I didn't wear anything nice. Like I just wore jeans, just like a regular t-shirt, like nothing special.
Yeah, but you're
And
beautiful. That sucks.
I should have wore like a paper bag over my head.
Yeah, yeah, and you're gorgeous, so it doesn't help. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it was crazy. It
And if
was
the
crazy.
doctor is ugly, you're screwed.
My little one was with me too yesterday because he
Oh,
wanted to come. So he
how
gave the
was he?
dog a
How was
hug.
he?
He's actually handling it really well. He's
Really?
handling it really well. Yeah, yeah, he's handling it very, very well. I'm very impressed. He's handling it better than me, to be honest. He's
Mm.
doing well, love a Scorpio.
Well,
He's
he's
doing
little.
well.
He's little too, right? He's little, so
Mhm. Yeah. 5
yeah.
years old, but still.
Are you gonna be able to insure him after this operation? Because I know how these insurance people are. While you're ill, you can't be insured until you're healthy, and then you
Mhm.
have to reinsure them.
Well, I have no idea. So I'm gonna look and there's just so I feel like when it rains, it pours because like I've had to deal with that. I've had to deal with like my kid and then myself, just like everything, right?
Mm,
But I'm like, it's life, it's adulting. And
yeah.
some days I wish I could be like my son's age and not have a care in the world. My
Yeah.
little one says to me, like, I can't wait till I get to drive a car like you, mommy.
Ugh.
And I say to him, enjoy your young years.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you will get there, but enjoy it. Like, I am going to drill this into like, have fun, like, enjoy your young childhood. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you mean. When I was a kid, oh my God, I wanted to be all grown up, and as soon as you have to pay your bills, you're like, shit, maybe I should have
Yeah.
stayed a kid a little bit
Yeah.
longer,
I
you
mean,
know.
my stomach was in knots all day last night, yesterday, since I dropped him off. My son was totally like, he was a champ, total trooper. But the minute I put him to bed, Paula, and I put him to sleep, I lost my mind. Like, I couldn't handle it. I started crying and stuff by myself, like in the bathroom to make sure he couldn't hear
Called
me
me.
and stuff, right? I
Yeah,
was just so sad and I barely slept. And now that the surgeon called me and said, okay, well, the afternoon, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. But he's got a bit of a recovery here, but yeah.
well, you're gonna have him humping pillows and stuff pretty shortly, hopefully.
Girl, that dog was like when I got him fixed at 3 months, I had to get him fixed right away because he was humping everything. Like everything. When he was 8 weeks old when I brought him 8 weeks old or 16, something like that. I forget how small he was when I brought him home. He was humping a guy's shoe in the store as I was like buying some supplies and extra things. And the guy looks at him, he's like, "Well, you're lucky he's so good looking." Just a little fluff ball.
They're saying that they're gonna charge you additional for the overnight stay or that
They
part.
already, I think it's like, yeah, it's an extra 1K. Yeah, Mary Taylor is completely right. It's about that with the anesthetic and the extra anxiety medication. Like when they gave me the bill, they give you an itemized bill. I don't know if you want to show it, if you like,
Yeah, I have it
but
here.
show like it is so
I
ridiculous
didn't
because
want to do
they
it
don't.
unless you
No,
authorize
it's
me.
okay. I have no problem showing, but they don't give you like an actual cost. They give you an estimate of an in-between range. So the lowest range of what it could cost would be like, I think it was 57 or something. And then the highest range was like 9,800 something. I'm just like, what the hell? And I told them, I was like, you want to try and give me like a more like what it's going to be around just so I know how many organs I need to go and sell now
No,
to
I
pay the
saw that.
price.
You should have seen when Molly said that, you were even selling your vagine or something like that. It was
Yeah, I put in our group chat. I said, "Would you like to buy like like some parts, some kidneys or anything?" I mean, this is page 1 of the bill
yeah,
that they
I'll post
sent
the other
me.
one,
This is
But
just page 1 alone. It's ridiculous.
2,535. That not
Yeah.
even.
They give you a
Hmm.
price and then they give you a total low price. They give you 2 different costs basically.
Yeah,
And then if you bring up the
yeah, I'm
second
gonna put the other one right now. I just wanted to show the whole thing, like, 'cause
yeah, it's crazy.
ooh,
It's
that
wild.
hurt. Like that's insane. That really is hurtful.
And then, yeah, this is what they do. And then they give you like a total range and they tell you that's what the range is going to be in. And hopefully they say it won't go over the high range. They say that it'll be close to the low range. But now that they've kept him overnight and had to give him extra medication, and I have to factor in the antibiotics and everything for him
That's
that they're
about
going to give me.
11,000.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got to take him back in 3 months for another set of x-rays to make sure if everything is healing. I mean, these vets are a complete ripoff, but I wanted to be completely transparent and show people like these are what vets are doing. It's horrible. Like a part of me almost feels like I should start some kind of campaign because this isn't right to pet owners.
Yeah, you look what Christina
Yeah, it
Stega
is
said.
extortion. It completely is. And you cannot get your pet back until you pay the bill, like the remainder amount in full. So they basically hold your pet hostage. No, it doesn't, Raquel Mendoza. It doesn't include the follow up. No, it doesn't. It's crazy.
That isn't,
Yeah.
like when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, that hurt." Like
And
that
you
really
know what's
is.
crazy is that I told the lady, I said, "Oh," when she told me the price, she gave me the range and I was like, "Oh, I thought it was like 4 or $5,000, right?" She was like, "No, that's what it was like a few years ago pre-COVID, but the price has gone up." I was like, "For like it doesn't make sense to me. Like, what, the cost of the little piece of metal that you're putting in his leg has tripled? Like, it's stupid. It's highway robbery, in my opinion. It is a ripoff.
Sheila Kelly kind of has a point, but the
Yeah.
thing is that for example, luckily I'm here in Nicaragua, and when I moved to Canada, with City, the first thing I'm going to do is get pet insurance. That's the
Mhm.
first thing I'm going to do, because you don't expect it. You don't expect these kinds of things, and you think, oh, but when I had Edward in Norway, I mean, we had insurance. And even then we had to cover part of it, because they don't cover everything. You really have to read the fine print, Molly, because somehow the disease or whatever illness or whatever ailment your pet has is not covered in the insurance, or
Yeah.
only partly covered. It is such a ripoff. I swear to
Yeah.
God.
I see Louise's comment. She says, I live in the country. People dump their dogs out here all the time. Yeah, that's why you see more of that too. Like, you see people just throwing their dogs on the side of the road and the dog running after the owners. And
That's
like, you see
terrible.
that, and it's for a reason. Like, I was telling my mom the other day, like, my dog's food, he eats this kangaroo blend food. He can't eat chicken. He can't eat like any kind of bird products. He can't eat like a specific red meat like beef and stuff, but he can eat venison for some odd reason. So he eats this kangaroo food. And before all this inflation and everything, like within the past 2 years, I used to pay for a 25-pound bag like $87 for his food, which is okay. It's not bad. That same bag of food now costs me $152 for that 25-pound bag. Same, like, and I don't personally myself, when I open it and I look at the product that's in it, it doesn't look the same to me. It looks low grade. Like, everything to me, when you look at the quality of everything now, it
Yeah.
looks kind of shitty. It's
No, it,
crazy.
it is disgusting. Like,
Mhm.
I gotta tell you, it is extortion. Yesterday when you sent the bill, I was like, ouch. I was like, my God, that is. But
Wow,
you
even
think, what
look
if
at
you
this.
couldn't have afforded that? You would have had to have the little guy like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's great. Look at Elke's comment here. She says it is out of control, but it's cost almost $500,000 to get a veterinary degree. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I get it. These vets want to make their money back to pay back all their loans and everything that they have to pay for. I understand dentists are the same, doctors are the same, but this is a huge issue. It shouldn't be like this. I don't know. Should we get off of this topic and
No,
go
no,
on?
no, 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 yeah, because no, I was just thinking about that, because that's actually quite brutal. If you think
Yeah,
about it, it's brutal. But
yeah,
I just want to show. I want to ask you something, because
yeah.
that I was talking your thing, right? And these things, like, I have to ask, what the vein, yeah, the vein. Um, he says, go lay in the bed of STDs and moon bumps. You know what? I was thinking about that, because I did a video. About all of Meghan Markle's lovers, at least the ones that we know of. There were at least 17 from 2011 till 2016, right? And I
Mhm.
was thinking, I am shocked that Harry did not have an STD.
Oh, I'm sure he probably did, allegedly.
And you think?
I'm sure. You think Harry is the type to wrap up and use protection?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. So who knows where that thing has gone and been and has, ugh,
And
gross.
Megan doesn't like protection, because I don't know if you saw the Kevin Blatt thing, but he said that the video, they didn't have protection. Megan didn't, the guy wasn't, you know?
Ugh, gross, gross, gross.
Yeah,
Really,
that's
like, we
what
don't
they
need to
said.
make everyone throw up this at this
If
time.
we have to endure it, so
But you
but
know
I'm
what I'm
surprised.
annoyed at? You know
Mhm.
what I'm annoyed at? At these stupid puff pieces that Harry and Meghan's new PR individuals are putting out, that, oh, Harry is planning a trip to the UK to fix relationship with the royal family, or that he's writing letters to Princess Kate. Number one, it's Catherine. It's the Princess of Wales, you stupid putz. It's not Princess Kate. It's Catherine. Get it straight. And
Yeah,
honestly, like, their PR guy must be drunk and throwing whatever garbage at the walls to see what sticks at this point.
but it's like Harry planning UK trip to repair. royal family relations. Source claims. I think we can safely assume that the source is Harry and Meghan.
Mhm.
That's
Of
who the
course.
source
Sorry, I
is.
was drinking some water.
That's
Of course it is, because every time I see something coming out from their end and I see Princess Kate, you know it's from them. Because who was it? Was it Tom Bauer's book in Revenge where he wrote that when Catherine was introduced to Meghan, she was introduced as Catherine, but Meghan decided to call her Kate because that's what she wanted to call her?
yeah.
Yeah, like, piss off.
She has
These
zero
2 have
respect. She has zero respect for
he has
anybody.
0 respect. If he had
It's
any respect, he would, number 1, address his family in the appropriate way that he knows that they are supposed to be addressed by, and number 2, he should be on his knees groveling for an apology. Groveling after everything that Ginger Wanker has done to his family. I honestly, like, this is just my opinion, but I feel like Doria and Meghan have put a hex on them, on the royal family. I honestly think that, because look at all the bad things that are happening to them. And there was a couple people who brought it to my attention that sending lemons can bring on bad juju and bad energy. It can be used as witchcraft.
Hmm. And you know what's the worst part of it all is that, with the interview that I did, Molly,
Mhm.
Meghan would have a hissy fit if you didn't call her Princess Meghan, because
Yeah,
he doesn't like it when people call her by her birth name. It's like
yeah,
they had, and it was really difficult for them to say it in English. Her Royal Highness Princess Meghan. I mean, it was a real mouthful. Even for people who speak English, it's a
yeah.
mouthful. So she would mock them, but she had a hissy fit, and one of the gardeners didn't. Like for them it's surreal to be calling her that. You know what I mean? It wasn't done out of malice. It's just that, so it's amazing that for a woman who insists on being addressed by all the titles is the one who doesn't pay the same respect to others.
Mhm. I get it. I get it. Like, she constantly wants to be referred to as the Duchess of Sussex. We've seen how many times tweets have been removed and taken down and edited to have her title as the Duchess of Sussex put in, right? Remember the Cut article?
Hmm.
When the Cut article put out their tweet that they had interviewed Meghan Markle, they promptly took it down to make sure that it had said Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all about her using titles, but she does not give the same respect to other people. And you knew that right away from the moment that when she would be talking about Harry, the Queen, and she'd be calling him Harry's grandmother. She's the
Yeah.
Queen, you idiot.
Yeah, she likes to. The reason why she aggrandizes herself by denigrating others, or I really do think, Molly, that is because she has an inferiority complex that she needs to feel that she is. Remember that Kelly Rowland article that she posted saying that Meghan didn't need that she was royal before she met Harry, and that. Remember that she did that
Yeah,
article.
yeah. Yeah.
She said Meghan Markle was royal before she got involved with that family.
Yeah,
It's
of
like,
course.
really? Way
That
to go.
family that family is the family that have given her and afforded her the platform that she is on right now, that she is worldwide, that she's infamous worldwide right now.
Just keep 1 second. I just see this bothering me. Just
Oh dear. Oh dear. You better watch your mic then. All of a sudden, really heard Paula going,
I couldn't see her in the bed.
City!
Oh, you heard that message. I didn't know. I sat on it when I was yelling at City.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious. That was
Again,
funny.
it runs it to the whole group. It's like why for Megan, a feminist, a person who clearly went out of
She's
her
not a
way.
feminist. She's a
Well, you
misogynistic
know what I
feminist.
mean. She's a misogynistic pig, in my very humble opinion, and she's
Yeah.
a whore, slut, escort, whatever you want to call it. She's a Soho house, whatever. She's the lowest of the low. But she likes to think of herself. I mean, if you look at her CV, her resume, it's like, I'm a feminist. I've been a feminist since a very young age with that soap dish. thingy. And I'd love, that's the only thing, that's the only story she has going on for her, Molly. That
Mhm.
she did that soap, which we know is fake, and nobody ever answered. We know that Procter and Gamble never responded to her. We know that Mr. Markle is the one who organized to do that commercial. If it had been Procter and Gamble, Mr. Markle wouldn't have needed to contact his friend at Nickelodeon and have him do that commercial, because then it would have been Procter and Gamble who would have done it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I
It
mean,
is.
you know what? You know, I don't wanna fault Thomas Markle for kinda like, um, how do I say it? I don't wanna blame Thomas Markle for this because he was just a father who was trying to do his best for his daughter, right? This was his last child, I understand. He was taking care of her, but then again, he spoiled the heck out of her. Do you wanna play this?
Yeah, but let's finish with this thing. Let's finish with this
I
one.
mean, I saw Thomas Markle's, interview that he did the other day with, the Daily Mail, I think it was, and he was basically asking to see Meghan for his 80th birthday or to get a photograph or something, and I hate to say it, at this point, Thomas Markle has a better chance of seeing pigs fly than his own daughter ever talking to him, ever again. And the way that I look at this, like, I feel bad for him because I don't know if you saw the video that I put out last night about Doria. Doria was
Chance.
treated so well by the royal
Oh,
family. She
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, we've
given
done videos
security.
about that, Molly, like,
Yeah.
she was protected. She got, and I always said that,
She had
why.
security.
Yeah,
She got like when Harry and Meghan got engaged, there were two British embassy officials who
exactly.
hand delivered the invite to her.
There
Thomas
was even a
Markle.
picture. I'm trying to find that article, because there
Mhm.
was even an article with the guy handing over Doria the invitation.
Yeah, I've been searching for that. It's been wiped. I've been
It's been
searching.
wiped? Oh, I was looking for that. I've been looking for that.
You gotta go through the archives. You gotta go through the Wayback Machine and the archives and stuff and find it through there. But basically, like, I don't know. Yeah, Robin White, that's what I don't understand is that Tom Jr. was saying that Tom Sr. was over it, but then he's begging for a picture. Like, what is going on? I
I
don't
don't
really know if I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
think
even
they're
want.
talking to each other. I don't
Yeah.
think they're talking. Well, we can talk because it's news. I mean, he went very public. I was really shocked when he said that the only person he wanted to hear from was Meghan Markle. I mean, what about the rest of the family? I mean,
I
that was
feel
brutal.
I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him because it seems like to me like Doria only married Thomas because of the money he was making at the time. She saw a security net. And Meghan is exactly the same. They both leached off of Thomas Markle until he had no more money. He's bankrupt and living in Rosarito now. And those two are just living their best lives now, leeching off of King Charles and calling him a racist.
Molly, I don't know if you know this, but this Megan is such an idiot. You know that for her first wedding or second wedding, depending who you talk to.
Mhm.
It's so funny because she got married in August 16th in California, right?
Yeah.
But it was a civil wedding. She didn't invite anybody. She didn't invite her mom nor her dad, nobody. And then she had Trevor agree that in order to disclose any details of that wedding, it would have to be through a court order. And she didn't want any details. This woman, when she married this guy, was with the intent of divorcing him, and she didn't want anything, like, to be put out there, because we don't know anything. You need to get a court order and an authorization from them through a court to be able to find out the details about their first wedding. And it was just a civil ceremony. And the
Mhm.
reason why she said the things about, I wonder if that's why she said these things that she said. Oh, we got married 3 days prior, and then the party was 3 days later with like the spectacle, because she did that with her first wedding. She married in a civil ceremony in August, and then in September she had her party. That was
Mhm.
the bigger thing. So I mean, how much of a moron is this woman that she doesn't understand that in the UK or anywhere in the world, you can't sign a marriage license twice. Especially in the UK, you have to wait like 8 or 9 weeks, and there has to be a very good legal reason why they would need to, void that other marriage license and then issue a new one. But
Mhm.
I wonder how stupid do you think she's stupid, or do you think she on purpose said that?
I think she just thinks that rules don't apply to her. She can do what she wants and she just barges ahead and thinks, okay, well, I can figure it out later. Like she doesn't think things through before she does it. That's what I think. She's been so used to getting everything her way constantly, right?
Yes.
That it's always like, whatever, I'm going to get my way anyways. Who cares? I don't have to follow rules. I can do what I want. But it's crazy how Meghan and Doria have nothing to do with their black side of their family. I've always wondered, why doesn't anyone, a part of me wonders, I did a deep dive on Doria in a live stream
Hmm.
and I had spoken about that. And I almost wonder if like Doria has like threatened that family. Like if you guys ever come out and speak out, I'll XYZ hurt you out. Allegedly, these are just my own thoughts and opinions, right? Because they are very quiet. There's a reason why they don't want to speak out. Like even Doria's brother, who got his side of the house swindled, and Doria stole the house from right under him. He doesn't even say anything.
I wonder if it has anything to do with this incest thing.
I don't know.
Hey, do you have this?
Yeah, I know about that.
Mhm. Because, this is not that long ago.
Hmm.
This is Janet Johnson, Doria's great grandmother
Great grandmother.
or grandmother.
Hmm.
I think it's her grandmother. Yeah, it's her grandmother. They marry half brother and half sister, and this is where Doria comes from. That family must have shady secrets as well.
Hmm.
I don't think everything is, you know what I mean? It's just that, Molly, I was thinking about it. It is unbelievable, unbelievable how the monarchy, one of the most prestigious the most prestigious monarchies in the world, ended up allowing, how easy it was for Meghan to access this.
That's what I said too last night. I asked that exact question in
Oh,
my
you did?
video about Doria. Yeah. I said, I will never understand how the royal family just allowed cell block 6 con artist Doria to just waltz into the family with a yacht girl escort like Meghan Markle. Like, you just letting these people infiltrate the royal family? Like, how is it this easy?
Yeah, and before, if they had the standards they used to have before, there was no way Meghan Markle would have been able. There would have been no Meghan Markle around this. Not even like Meghan Markle would have had the same luck as Kim Kardashian trying to get to the royals.
The thing is that look at how hard they were on Catherine. The girl who has never spoken out, has never leaked anything, has her family has never spoken to anyone. Like the Middletons, they don't leak. We've never heard anything from Catherine's friends, William's friend, nobody. But yet a black woman like Doria and a half black woman that never used to claim herself to be as black, Meghan Markle, are given all the perks, are given like royal treatment from the onset, right? And yet they still turn around and call the royal family racist.
Did you
Are
know?
people not seeing this?
It's insane. It's insane. Did you know that the Middletons have never used the Windsor Suite? That is only for the royals.
Yeah,
And yet
yeah,
Doria, when Meghan was just engaged,
yeah.
Megan was saying, "Oh, but the Middletons, are using the royal suite," which was
They
I don't know
never
why
did.
people didn't. I don't know why they didn't just say to them, "No, they haven't. This is
Yeah.
only for royals, and your mother is not royal. Not even the Middletons have used it."
That almost makes me like believe that that is how Doria was getting like substances or XYZ on into the UK, because as I mentioned in my video again, I said when Doria was going to Meghan and Harry's wedding, she was given first class travel, she was given
Security.
security, she was picked up. She was the first person that got to disembark the plane on the tarmac, where she was picked up in a Jaguar that's part of the royal fleet, got whisked away to the VIP Windsor suite, where she met with Amy Pickerel, who was Meghan's assistant at the time, and an immigration officer right there. The immigration officer took one look at her and stamped her passport. No
Especially the royal.
customs
No,
checks.
not only that, she was picked up from the tarmac with a Jaguar. You know, she wasn't
That's what
even.
I just said.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
what.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, like no customs check, no bag check, nothing.
She's worse than a
And
diplomat.
she's
You know,
not
has
a
to be the
royal, she's
diplomat.
nothing. And here's even more, like, I'm gonna be talking about this in my next video because I feel like we need to bring this up to remind people.
Yeah, yeah,
King Charles paid for Doria's outfits.
everything.
Doria was supposed to wear a Burberry outfit. That was the outfit she was supposed to wear to the wedding. But then Meghan, being how she is, one of her so-called assistants reached out via email, like it's always happened before, to Oscar de la Renta asking that they want an outfit for Doria. And so designers from De La Renta flew over to LA, did fittings with Doria and everything. Charles allegedly paid for 10 wedding outfits for Doria. Why she would need 10 is beyond me. Where are these outfits now? Because she was supposed to wear a Burberry outfit. She showed up to the UK with a Burberry outfit, but then ended up in a pistachio colored
Oscar
Oscar
de
de la
la
Renta outfit.
Renta.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, and Meghan Markle, people say that she paid for her wedding gown. No, she didn't. She didn't
No.
pay for her wedding dress. That's BS. Charles paid for absolutely
Charles paid for,
everything. The
where have you
multimillionaire.
ever heard that in a wedding that the father-in-law pays for everything? The
And she's a
Middletons
multimillionaire,
paid
according
for
to,
their own things. Pardon?
and she was a multimillionaire, remember? So
Oh
she
yeah.
did it.
She had a net worth of $5 million allegedly, but never owned her own home or a vehicle or anything in her life. Nothing to her name. No assets, nothing.
Nothing.
I'm not a
Absolutely.
multimillionaire. Hell, I'm just a peasant compared to her, and I outright own my vehicle. But then
In my
again,
home.
it's like it's a 2013 vehicle and it's been paid off, right? I
Mhm.
outright own it. It's mine. Meghan Markle didn't own anything, but she's allegedly worth $5 million. Give me a break.
She couldn't even pay for her own wedding dress. That's insane.
Nothing. The Middleton family, could you imagine the outrage if this was done for the Middleton family? The
Yes.
Middleton family paid for Catherine's eve night at the hotel the night before the wedding. They paid for her outfit. They paid for half the cost of the flowers and half the cost of the cake. They paid for a lot of things
And they paid
themselves.
for half the cost of the party, the night party.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because they had a party. Remember that they didn't invite the monarchy covered because you know they had to invite dignitaries, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
the late night, the evening party where she was wearing the other dress, the
yeah,
nice
they pay
one.
for that. They pay for
Oh,
that. That was their daughter's
okay.
thing. So that was, you know, their friends. That was family and friends, and the Middletons paid for it.
Yeah,
But the monarchy paid for like I think they had a lunch too, but
yeah,
that's because they invited some dignitaries. So that was on the crown because, of course, you know, if it had been William, at least 1,000 people that were there wouldn't have been there, you know. But they
yeah.
had to invite pretty much everybody because, of course, he's the heir to the throne. So that tab was picked, and even then they chipped on the flowers and everything, and they paid for Catherine's own wedding dress and the night they stay at the hotel and everything. And of course, they pay for her own dresses, but they helped out. But the night party was on the Middletons. The family insisted on doing
Mhm.
that for her, you know, for the family.
Huh,
So
I didn't know that. Thank you. Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
enlightened me
I thought,
here.
you know what? I thought Charles had because Charles did offer. Charles
Mhm.
did offer, but I guess Mr. Middleton felt, you know, a point of pride that they could do
Yeah, of
that for the
course.
daughter.
Of
Of
course.
course, they couldn't afford like the security, you know,
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
wedding.
yeah.
And,
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
but the party at night they did do that, you know,
Mhm.
and they invited everybody from the pub, you know, Buckleberry and stuff like that. It was really fun, you know. But yeah, you know, like this is what we go rounding back to the point that how this, you know, I was looking at pictures of Meghan Markle near the Queen, and I'm thinking, and I'm looking at her at the royal balcony, and I'm thinking, what the hell? The royal family has fallen into such disrepute, you know, that people like her can just literally waltz in and they protect her. The part that really bothers me, Molly, is that they protect her. The reason why Meghan Markle says the things that she says is because they know that the family will scramble to protect and try to twist things around. We know
Mhm.
that they have that bullying report and they will never release it because they failed. Because we know that Jason Kanoff sent that email at least a year in advance and say, you know what's happening here. This woman is a bully. You know,
Mhm.
why aren't you doing something? Or she's kicking everybody out. Her behavior is unacceptable. And
Mhm.
he did that a year before. They knew this a whole year. Prince William was full aware, and they didn't take any steps to correct it.
Well, now I'm questioning the whole, like, when Harry and Meghan did actually get engaged and get married, and did they do it in secret and then force it onto the royal family? Because I pulled up an old archived article that I had in my Rolodex here, that basically Doria said that she knew that Harry and Meghan were engaged for several weeks before anyone else knew. So you find little bits of, like, truth, like, coming out in these old articles that I'm just pulling up, and I'm just thinking, like, I should just remind everyone of
Let's see
what
if
it.
let's see if you can find it. I did a video.
Mhm.
Because I've done so many videos on this, Molly. But when I started, nobody watched them. But I've done quite a few videos, and it's like there was a video I did. I'm gonna go and look into my oldest videos that where Doria said she was getting an interview and said that it was lovely how they got married in Botswana or something like that. That they didn't go to Africa, they got married somewhere else. And I remember that that's how that rumor started, because there was something that they let it slip. And I did a video about it. And I asked, why would Doria be talking about having Harry as his son-in-law, how
Mhm.
wonderful the wedding was and how intimate and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and I
Yeah,
remember I thought, like, what is she? Because I thought at the time, what is she on? Because I also said, like, I thought that she was just blabbing her mouth,
yeah,
like trying to say, oh, I know more. But then now that you mention it, because at that time, my question, I said, why is this woman lying, saying those things that, they were married months before, blah, blah, blah. Is it because she wants to come across as she's the one who knows it all? But now you're right. I'm going to pull that up. I think I still have that article, Molly, and it's her.
yeah.
She just
I
gave an
feel like we
interview.
need to start pulling up the old stuff again and going through it again.
Yeah, because I had those things, and I think because I didn't know how to put links, I used to take screenshots,
Yeah,
because like in the screenshots it's the date, and probably I can send it to you, and you can go in that time machine thing you do, and you
yeah.
can look for it, because it was an article that they asked her, and then she goes, "Oh yeah, I love it that they're married, that they're love," and I'm like, what is this woman talking about? I don't know if she let it slip on purpose or if it
Mhm.
was something where it was a Freudian slip. And I
Yeah.
thought, this woman is a liar.
Look, I believe, remember Megan said that she didn't know anything about Prince Harry. She didn't know anything. All she wondered was,
One
"Is
plus
he
one say.
kind? Is he kind?" Right? But then, I have the video if you scroll a little bit further down. Can
We're
you
gonna go
move
back to
that
this thing,
comment?
but we're gonna if you scroll down along. By the way, can you tell me? I've seen this all over the place. What is the situation? I asked Resting Dollface, but I don't know, because I haven't had a chance to go into here. I have some notifications. What is going on here? Who are these people?
Well, let's finish Doria, and then we'll touch back
Yeah,
on that,
okay,
and then
okay.
I'll give you the
Very good.
story,
So,
the background on
oh,
that.
that's the one. Oh, you did this too. Oh my God. You know what? This video I remember I did, and I said this woman got paid. Everybody trolled me. No, they're harassing her. Look how angry she looks. This is about 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You're just wrong. You're just racist. Just because her father's selling pictures, you think that this poor lady's doing it. I am so glad you brought it. Oh my good fucking God. I am so glad you did
I
this, Mo.
feel like we need to bring it all up. I mean, Megan wants to constantly vilify her father and say, "Well, he sold pictures to the paparazzi, pictures that he was set up to do." I believe that Megan set him up with Coleman Rayner to do those photos. But then again, like, look, oh, I'm just going to
Accurate.
stand on this sidewalk with two dogs and just
The
allow
fraud.
these three different agencies to take photographs of me. I'm sure Doria really raked it in. But Thomas Markle is getting vilified for doing exactly what Doria and Megan have been doing.
You know what's so funny? When I did my video, I said, she has two dogs. You know, when strangers are harassing you, the dogs are barking.
Yeah.
And I remember I mentioned in this video, those dogs are fairly calm, which means that they know the people, either they know
Not
the
only
people, they
are
know
they
the threat.
calm, but I feel like those
But look at them.
dogs.
They're just looking at them. If you have people screaming because in order to get her attention, they shout at her. Supposedly,
Mhm.
that's how they do it. Like, Doria, Doria, look at that. Then they're walking the dog, and they're very close. You can tell that they're close up because it's not fuzzy, the lens or
Yeah.
anything like that. Oh my God.
Mhm.
But go ahead. Sorry about that. I'm so
No,
glad
it's
you did
okay.
this.
I
I had
think no, I think I posted different photos, but I think the dogs are afraid of her. Doria is not nice to animals.
Didn't she kill her father with one of those leashes?
Here, these photos. Look. Like look at how the dog is looking up at her. Look at how the dog is looking with
The dog
his
is
ears
she's
back.
yelling
He's
at him.
terrified.
She's yelling at him. Look
Yeah,
at that.
that dog is terrified. But look at who took the photos.
Coleman.
Coleman Rayner.
That's the
Coleman
go-to.
Rayner.
Remember that he did an interview and they asked, "Is Megan still calling you?" Because they asked him, "Yeah, absolutely. She used to, set the paps." He's the one who took the picture of her in Toronto. Like when she was walking with the flowers, because she
Oh
told.
no, that was Jessel.
Oh, Jessel, sorry, that was
That was
Jessel.
Jessel.
But Coleman Rayner is her. Those two are her go-to guys. Look at
Mhm.
that poor
Like,
dogs.
look at how she's pulling the dog on the leash. Like, look at that. She is not nice. She is not nice.
She's such a skank. I
And
swear to God.
honestly, I wouldn't put anything past Doria. I covered this in my live stream where Doria's father allegedly passed away in front of his own house with a dog leash wrapped around his ankles. But when the autopsy report was done, he had blunt force trauma to his head.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to go check out that live, it's on my channel. It's
Yeah, we'll do a little bit.
I forgot what it is.
Send a link
No,
here for people to go check it. And this is funny. I wonder why didn't they use the red painting of Charles?
you know why. You know why. But you know what I find weird about that? Only Queen Camilla had the new order on.
People were saying, "Oh, maybe they haven't." They think that they're making the other ones. I'm like, no, I'm sure
They
that
would
they
have
would
made
do it.
them all at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So
But you know what? All I can say, go back to that for a second, to the order, click on it. I would really love just to have 2 of those emerald cut diamonds there, just for a
me
set
too.
of
Even
earrings.
the small ones. I wouldn't be satisfied with this. A couple of the small ones, even the little ones on the crown there.
Girl,
I
I'd be
think
happy with
that would
whatever,
so
but
eat
those
up the rest
diamonds
of
are
the season.
beautiful. But I
Yeah.
hate to say this, I
Mhm.
like the diamonds that are around the what is it? King Frederick of Denmark's order.
Oh, la Mary Donaldson. Didn't
Yeah,
you
she
put
was
it there? Oh,
wearing
this
it
is
the
so
other
funny.
day.
Listen, this is so funny. Like that. I love this. There's Doria. Oh, this gank. Okay, you want to watch it? Listen.
Yeah.
Are we listening to it though?
Mhm.
It doesn't sound. The sound should be there.
It
It
is.
doesn't really sound.
It is.
But I'm playing and it doesn't sound.
Well, stop talking.
I remember this very clearly that this is about race. And Meg said, Mommy, I don't want to hear that. And so you may not want to. I said to her, I remember this very clearly that this is about race. And Meg said, Mommy, I don't want to hear that. And so you may not want to hear it, but this is what's coming down the pipe.
You know what's funny is the photos that they're using of Megan and Doria with the yoga mats in their arms is from when Megan lived in Toronto, wasn't dating Harry at the time. These are old photos that they're trying to pass off as new, like Megan was getting hounded while dating Harry and Doria was like, piss off.
Oh, this clip, I remember when she said, "I'm ready." I did a video about this. I'm ready to
it.
have my voice heard. And I
Play it.
also used that clip about her being the race. And I even said, this is the woman who's engineering this. And
Yeah.
Megan is the one that did all of this. Because why would she turn it about race? Oh, okay, listen to this, guys. We're going to listen
And
to
she
this.
says, Mommy, I'm going out with the last 5 years. It's been challenging. Yeah.
How does it feel to be here talking about that today?
I'm ready to have my voice heard, that's for sure. A little bit of my experience.
How much did she get paid to have her voice heard?
I want to know how much Megan paid for her new teeth.
I did a video about this, guys. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I think I remember it has the thumbnail. It has Dory. It's a yellow background and bars. Like she's in jail. And then I showed a couple of clips of this, and this is like, I'm ready to have my voice heard. She got paid about $400,000 for something like that. Or no, that wasn't 400. I have to go look at the things that my friend sent me. But she got paid quite a lot of money, a lot more than Mr. Markle got paid for those shitty pictures that he took. Because she got paid for this. If people think that Doria did this without getting paid, you're dreaming.
Oh, she got paid big time.
As her mom.
That's her mom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she does the same thing as Meghan.
She
You
does
know,
this teeth sucking thing.
look,
Can you
look.
comment?
Just 1 second.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gross.
Do you remember
And Meghan is right here on this side
when
because she's
Meghan
looking.
she was dating Harry?
I do. And when she told me, we're on the phone, and she says, Mommy, I'm going out with Prince Harry. And I started whispering, oh my God.
How would they know who Prince Harry is? How
I
would
thought
she know who Prince Harry is?
I thought she didn't know who he was. That's it. That's the moment. The moment Meghan saw who she was dating, she called Doria, and that's where they hatched a plan to get that idiot like locked in forever.
And let's make sure that this is about race. Let's go. Listen.
Prince Harry. And I started whispering, oh my God.
Look at her mouth just 1 second. It's just too funny. Look at her.
Oh my God.
She knows it's like giving a BJ.
Mm.
Look at her.
No, she doesn't do that.
Oh, that is so
The women.
Regine. Look at that.
Just you can't tell it. And so it was from the beginning, it was very sort of, oh my God, nobody can, the last 5 years.
And that self-entitled crap that they do. It's like, oh my God, I know more. I'm so glad they did that. What is this one? Let me see. What is this one?
Really that this is about race.
Oh, that's Emma.
And Meg said, Mommy, I don't want to hear that. I said, you may not want to
I
hear
was just
it.
writing that Doria had police escort and just letting people know like what was going on.
So, okay, we're going to go to this thing because I am very curious what's going on here, Molly, because this is the music community. What is going on here? Who are these people?
Okay, so the guy is a tennis player, okay? And the girl is like an influencer chick. And she is basically worse than Meghan Markle. She shoved her way onto the trophy handout that they were doing and basically shoved herself into his photo and made his moment all about herself. Her name is Paige Lorenz. She's from Toronto. Oh, no, not Toronto. She lived in Toronto for a bit. She's from Connecticut, has 2 like doctors as parents, is a wealthy girl, but basically has her own head up her ass. She dated country singer Morgan Wallen and an NHL player in Toronto, and has a couple of assault charges behind her. When the NHL,
she has assault charges. She's been accused of assault.
She attacks, like she goes after like the women when she gets dumped. She goes after the women that her exes date. She'll make like multiple accounts, harass them, send hateful messages to them. Yeah. It's it's wild.
So what? I don't understand. And who is this guy? He's like he won that.
He just won. Yeah, he's a tennis player. He'll be at Wimbledon, but who knows? Maybe after the way she was grabbing onto his neck to be in the photo, he might have a neck injury now.
Oh my God! So this is like when Princess Catherine hands over the prize, and instead of her being himself, because he's the one who played the tennis, it would be like Meghan coming in and holding it with Harry as though she. Oh my God! This girl is bad.
Yeah, he better run. He better run.
But why are these men hanging around these women? I don't understand it. Like why are they doing
these
that?
Men are stupid who only think with their peepees and not with their actual brains.
That's insane. I want to play this one.
We're going to find out. We met royalty, guys.
That's right.
There was royalty at the show. I was fortunate enough that I didn't get caught up in traffic long enough to where I got there early and got to meet Prince William.
Dude.
How about that?
Last
episode, I
think I was quoted as saying "fuck royalty."
Dude, he was the coolest motherfucker.
He was awesome.
He was so cool.
He's a good dude.
He was. I didn't realize this because obviously we're backstage meeting him because he was there with little George and Charlotte, and they were an absolute delight to meet. Wasn't sure if I was supposed to like bow to them, curtsy, just be an American idiot and shake their hand.
They specified. They said,
"Sup, dude?"
We did get warning because honestly, we don't know the actual.
Yeah, we wanted to be polite, especially on this side of the.
But they said that because we weren't at like an official royal event, we didn't need to bow or curtsy.
Yeah.
If we would have been like an official meeting of royalty event, then it would have been that. but I did still address it as Your Royal Highness.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I've never felt emasculated.
Dude, honestly, I've never seen you
And I
give
did. That
someone.
was the closest I've ever been.
I've never seen you give someone that much respect. You put your beer like 10 feet away from you.
I didn't have it in my teeth when I met him.
You're right. Thank you.
And they were just
to enjoy your kingdom.
They were wonderful people. And that's what it's about. You know, obviously, literally part of a monarchy, royalty. Hard to be a down-to-earth human being, I would assume.
I can't imagine.
But came off that way completely.
Very genuine, very cool. Taylor,
we're honored to be there to meet Taylor, or see Taylor. I think they had already met before.
Yeah.
But
well, they actually performed karaoke with Bon Jovi.
Are we allowed to share that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all. Everybody knows that.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
They were Bon Jovi called them up and said, "Yeah, Living on a Prayer was a song that I guess Prince William."
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah,
sing Living on a Prayer.
loves to sing karaoke too. And so Bon Jovi called him up and was like, "Yo, why don't you come on up here and sing this one with me?" And I guess he was like, "I don't know." And Taylor was just like, "Let's do this. I'll roll up there with you. You won't be the only one." So Tay got him out of his shell, and sure enough, he went up there and they ripped it, and they said he had a blast. And I'm just like, I don't know if any other prince is doing that. You know what I mean? Like in terms of royalty, like you like to kind of, I don't know. It seems like they like to sit back and the show is the show, but he was cool enough to be a part of it. But that just shows you how personable he is.
Well, I think he's probably always questioning whenever something like that happens, because anything he does is going to be all over everywhere. So, but yeah, he did it. So shout out to him.
Shout out to Bon Jovi.
Shout out to Bon Jovi
for calling the Prince.
I gotta say, Prince William was a fantastic, but the highlight was Princess Charlotte. Prince George was great too. She was so fucking adorable. Like I cannot.
She was a superstar.
Express how I don't know. Maybe it's because I have 3 girls now. It was
probably has a little.
She had fire to her. She was asking questions. It was that was the most electric part of the.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when parents ask their kids to be present, be vocal.
They encourage them to take lead in a conversation. Absolutely,
you know what I mean.
No doubt.
Just a good meet in the picture and to keep it moving. Now, listen, let them have a moment. Let them feel comfortable in talking to people.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than a kid just walking in and just being.
Let's not shit on kids.
No, I'm shitting on parents, not encouraging their kids to do that.
I agree. It was that was awesome.
If anybody's doing it right, Prince William's doing it right. So thank you, Your Royal Highness.
Girl.
Oh, so nice.
Girl.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're not sure if we're even allowed to tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How adorbs. That was so nice, Molly.
You know, Meghan is going to be pissed that Charlotte is getting praised like that. You know her ass is on, well, whatever ass she has, that bony bottom. She
that woman.
And be on fire.
This is Taylor Swift's, I think that Taylor Swift is the most that they will come to being America's princess, right?
Yeah.
She's royalty for the US, I guess. I mean, the Swifties, the Sussex Squad are like, I mean, there's no match for the Swifties.
Sussex Squad are nothing compared to Swifties. The Swifties would squish the Sussex Squad like gum on the bottom of their shoes. I would not mess with the Swifties. If the Sussex Squad had any brain cells, they would mind their own. Okay, I'm just saying.
No, but it's shocking. I mean, that is so pretty. That's so nice, Molly. That's why I love you. You get those things, And by the way,
you gotta play this.
Yeah, let's play this.
We're gonna catch fish for dinner, right? Fish for dinner. That's our goal. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. Am I there? I wonder. Okay. See you later. Bye-bye.
She sure loves the camera.
Okay. I gotta press the button now.
Well, here's the thing. These home videos are all with her father. This was May 29th, 1993. Where is Doria? Why do you not see any home movies with Doria if Doria is the one who raised Meghan, as she likes to claim?
It is. I got to tell you, Mike Tyndall wore it best.
Yeah, he definitely did.
He has better legs, everything. He wore it best. Look at that. Look at that. I want to ask you something, Molly, because we've seen here William. He has moves. I hate it when they say he has that moves. I thought, oh, look, that's so cute. Look at, I love Louis. Look at him. It's just like father, like son, isn't it? Isn't it cute?
Well, when you really pay attention, when you look at videos of like how, Charlotte at the Queen's Jubilee, when
Mhm.
she was sitting in her chair and like moving, shaking her shoulders back and forth, it's
Mhm.
almost like the children have the same William dance. Like
Yeah.
that's great. They all do the same kind of, we got to give it a nickname, like the William Wiggle. I don't know, the
The William
William
Wiggle, that
Shake.
sounds so cute. The William Wiggle. Yes, I love that. That is so cute, Molly. We're gonna call it the William Wiggle. I love it. I love it. I
Like
love
the
it.
way he shakes and everything, his kids do the exact same. I love it.
Oh, I wanted to ask you something because Princess Anne injured herself, and then we have, I did the royal messes one, and I was talking about it, and you know that Harry is a counselor of state, right?
Mhm.
And now with Princess Anne down, I wonder if this is a way. I wonder if it's only him that's coming down, or Meghan who's saying this, or if it's actually Charles who summoned him to take on some duties. I know people think it's far-fetched, but he has managed to rehabilitate other people's images.
Mhm.
Harry is counselor of state. He's trigger happy in the sense of lawsuits, because he can easily say, wait a minute, I am counselor of state, you can't just kick me out. By law, I am entitled to do that.
Well, no, he doesn't have a fixed UK address anymore. He said, California's my home. I live in the States. The rule is you need to be living in the UK with a UK fixed address. He does not have any of those. I think Charles just needs to pull off the freaking Band-Aid. We always talk about this, and some days I just get so sick of it, because it's just like, why add the two? Just remove them. What's the big deal? Just stop
They did.
coddling these two grown-ass idiots.
The thing is, Molly, he doesn't need to reside. He just needs to be domiciled. Residence is different. I know, because I sent an email to Parliament to clarify that for me. And they informed me that Princess Anne and Prince Edward were added, but not to replace Harry or any of the current counselors of state, but to be called upon in case the other counselors of state could not do it, right?
I don't think Harry would ever be called upon. It would
Let's
never
hope so,
happen.
because I'm
It
just
would
saying that this man is very litigious, because look what it says. This is the royal website, guys. I'm not pulling any out of my ass, okay? By law, counselors of state include the sovereign spouse and the next 4 people in the line of succession who are over the age of 21. That's it. That's the requirement. There, have it here. And I asked the Parliament, I did a whole video with that response, because I asked him to verify what were the requirements, and I specifically asked about whether they need to be domiciled or reside, and they said no, they just need to be domiciled. And Harry is domiciled in the United Kingdom, and then this is why he's fighting for the security in the United Kingdom, because he says that the UK will always be his home. But he needs to be domiciled, which he still is. He can reside in 20 different countries, but he's still domiciled in the United Kingdom. And that they are. And I was very specific. And they said, no, they haven't. They very specifically replied to me. And then and then I said, who are the current counselors of state? And they said, basically Prince William, Camilla, Prince William, Harry, and the Duke of York. Right? Now they've amended to enable Princess Royal and the Duke of Edinburgh as well, but they don't come to replace Harry. And then it says here that by law, this is a law. This is nothing. They haven't changed that law, So shit, what did I do with that? It's and the one that they have are
maybe that's a sign that it doesn't want to be discussed. Maybe it's a sign that that's a topic that we shouldn't even be discussing right now.
Well, no, but it's something very interesting,
because we've gone over it so many times. We've mentioned it so many times. I just feel like he should be gone regardless. Hi, Andrew.
I agree with you. I agree. But hello, Andrew. But you know that Prince William is still flying with his entire family everywhere he goes by helicopter.
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing that. I agree. He shouldn't be doing that at all. Definitely.
Hello, Andrew. What's new with you? What have you been covering, sweetie? Tell us.
Oh, nothing. Just that hilarious painting this morning of the 2 morons. That was pretty funny to me.
What painting?
There was some artist that did
Queen Elizabeth's painting like 10 years ago, and then they did another painting of both of them, and they tried portraying them as outcasts, and they tried portraying them as outliers and saying that they were out. Like, you're not outcasts. You chose to leave. So it even came off as if Meghan did it herself, and the way they described it was just ridiculous.
But and what do you make of those articles, Andrew, about that Harry's coming to the UK? He's gonna have what was it that they say, Molly? A showdown or some
Yeah, some nonsense.
Yeah,
like
showdown. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, this is the thing. When I ran the story, it said secret. It's like a surprise. Okay, well, if it's a surprise, why are you telling us in the press? You know,
That's
why? Every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time. You know, why are you telling us what you're going to do? Same thing when it was a secret message to King Charles and a secret message to Catherine. You know, it's everything every single time.
Oh my God. And I saw you guys did the live for like 3 hours. And Molly, you showed this podcast that Bosie did.
Yep.
I was like, and I even asked you if it was a joke.
No, it was real. It was real.
Well, the reason they're like that is because there's no one ever in there. I think the last time I saw, there was maybe 72 people on the podcast. Literally, for real, there was only like 72 people listening. And yeah,
there was a part that really pissed me off. They were talking about Catherine, and I'm like, I mean, they were talking about her and her cancer and stuff like that. I was like, I can't believe they went there. I can't believe they went there. I was like, why is this? Do you really think that this guy never thought that this was going to see the light of day? And this is why they went like this. By the way, guys, I will leave that link because you have to go watch it, because these guys they are doing late night, by the way, which I love. And of course on Monday. So the late nights, you really guys are killing me, because I'm literally dead at sleep, and I wish I could see it. But anyways, it's amazing. Molly found this 8-hour. This is consecutive, right? They sat there for 8 hours to talk about this. Is that what I'm getting, or was it filming different?
No, they sat there for 8 hours discussing Catherine and politics and her, as they said, raggedy ass children. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the clip so we can play a little bit.
Yeah, I would love to, because Andrew, you were laughing so hard. I was laughing too, because when you laugh, I laugh because
really, it's ridiculous the way that they talk, you know. And this is the one thing I want to really, really make a point on. They talk that way about children and about Catherine because they don't think anyone's going to hear them. Okay, they don't think that Meghan's mole is going to, record. However, I think she had like 40 minutes worth of a podcast, so they talk that way. Yeah.
I was laughing. I was angry. I did a couple. You even mentioned me one time. You said, wait until Paula gets a hold of this, I was like, how dare they? I was so angry. And I texted you, Molly, and I said, is this for real? Because, some people can do deep fake or something like that, right? So I figured, oh my God, this guy is such a moron. He truly is a moron. Oh my God, it was so gross. Andrew, we were talking with Molly, we were wondering, because we're both wondering, and we've asked this before, how a woman like Meghan Markle so easily infiltrated the royal family.
Well,
this was a matter of months.
Harry's an idiot.
Yeah, but she had to infiltrate his circle to get to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we saw that.
How do you think she did that?
I think it's really something like that Wimbledon thing where Molly showed us the pictures of her at Wimbledon where she was taking seats without a ticket. I think it's along those lines where she does stuff. She was trying to get into this man's circle for many years, apparently, before she actually met him, and then also with whatever the actual real story is. How many stories have we heard of them, how they met? We heard that they were set up. We heard that they met each other on Instagram. We heard this and this Soho House. Like, we've heard so many different stories of how they met. And whichever one is true, the one I think is she's a call girl. But whichever one is true, I feel like that's how it happened. She forced herself into that because that's what she was trying to do.
But I mean, I really do think that she hooked up with Andrew. That in September 2013, when they attended this very same things together. Well, not together, but they attended a couple of things. Meghan Markle was the whole month of September there. She went to Soho House. She attended the ballet, the opening of the ballet, and Andrew was there. Eugenie was there because Meghan befriended Eugenie since 2011, I believe, and they were there. I mean. And yeah, Soho House is the, everybody goes to Soho House. King Charles, one of the first things he did as king, he went to have lunch at Soho House. He's very good friends with Ron Burkle. That is a fact. I'm not making that up. It is real. It is what it is.
Yeah. And that's why, me personally, I've said this so many times on so many different lives. I think she was. I think Meghan Markle was in the escort game. I have no problem believing that. She was a low-level actress. And there was other people on lives when we've done the lives that they're like, oh, well, she wasn't an escort, but she was on yachts. Okay, so then what? Are you just afraid to say that she actually was? I think I'll tell you straight up, it's not hard to believe that a C-list actress was out there. Yeah, was out there trying to meet wealthy men. I don't understand why so many people have a hard time believing that. It's really not hard for me to believe.
Yeah. Look at her. She looks so weird there. Huh? I mean, this woman shouldn't be around children, to tell you the truth. I mean, it is actually quite incredible. Did you find the clip, Molly, so we can play a little bit? Is Molly
I have
there?
a little bit here. Hold on a second.
You can put it on my screen. You can put it in my screen and I'll share it so you can have
It's one of Andrew's favorites.
I was going to say, I agree with you. And you can clearly see that that the apple did not fall far from the tree. And like I said, over this weekend, their interactions was just like, oh, that's, yeah. So.
I'm just glad that Prince Harry didn't learn that. He had to steal from the same apple.
I'm just glad.
Because I think because Harry was the quote unquote spare, that's, what he called himself, that he was able to branch out and see the world differently. He wasn't stuck there in England. He was traveling. He was, in the military. He often went to Africa. And so I think his view of the world and just women in general is different.
Why? Because he went to Africa? I'm shocked by that.
There you go. Andrew said this.
You have to understand, Paula, nobody's there to tell them. That's why he talks that way. That's why Boosie talks that way, because he's listening to a crowd of people that are in an echo chamber. Like, how when you have an opinion that, we'll push back on, right? Okay, they don't have that there. All of those people agree on everything, and they see Boosie as like this prophet. That's the way it goes in those podcasts, in those lives.
But I don't understand.
Yeah, they literally call him. They literally call him Mr. Boozy. They refer to him as Mr. Boozy.
Yeah.
But what did he mean by Harry went to? I didn't hear that part because so Harry went to Africa and that's where he learned his thing about women. I'm confused.
No, it's just talk. Like he's just talking to make points so that way other people will make those points when they're out in the world. And then, I mean, he's talking about the military and his view of women. We've heard the rumors about Harry in Afghanistan. So what about that view?
Wow. Keep just like a couple more minutes, Molly, please.
Okay, sure.
I said before in this pod, him taking his wife and children bringing them here to the U.S. because he was fearful of something happening to them just goes, I mean, look, like I said, no one is perfect. And I know Harry is not perfect. No human being is perfect. But in my book, that speaks volumes of the type of man he is. That he picked his family over the monarchy, over the titles, because he was worried.
Yeah, you heard that? You heard that? Paula heard it. I freaking knew it.
What the excuse me? I mean, something. What is this guy on?
Andrew, I owe you. You called Paula's
I told you. He literally said that Harry chose over the titles. and he still has his title. You see, look at her. I told you. I knew it.
Yeah, we.
Are we? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm gonna swear, guys. True. How the fuck? I mean, is this guy? How can this guy go on a podcast and say such blatant lies? If I
Yeah.
remember correctly, Meghan is, you addressed me by the Duchess of Sussex. I mean, even when they sent that, remember that guy who gave them the bike for the fake Archie? Remember who they gifted him a bike for fake Archie?
Yeah, I remember that.
A thanking letter. She's like, from the office of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are very pleased that you sent Prince Arch a bicycle. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, kind regards. I mean, how is this even possible? I mean, I can't believe this guy's such a jerk. He's such a stupid guy. I mean, no wonder he's bankrupt from a basement wanking himself off, Molly. You're right.
The man with a face like a prolapsed anus. I called it.
Well,
Mhm.
you know, and didn't he have issues with his daughter or something like that too?
Yeah, his daughter, get this. His daughter was
Oh, boy.
online because she still has a Twitter account, and she was complaining about how Pornhub wouldn't let her post a video of a drill with a dildo attachment and herself using it, and she was throwing a fit because they wouldn't let her post that video. I mean,
Demonetized.
Boozy has bigger things to worry about. Sorry,
It's worth it.
sorry.
I don't give a fuck. It's worth it. So, but I mean, how can this guy lie like that? This is the thing that really upset me, guys. Because if any of us three were to come out and blatantly lie like that, we would be called out by everybody.
You know what pisses me off is that Chris Boozy went after Yankee Wally for how long and was calling her XYZ because she used to own a brothel. And Wally has always been very upfront about her owning a brothel. He had
that is so much fun.
Yeah, he had the nerve to like call her every single name under the sun, tell her what kind of degenerate she was for owning a brothel, but yet here her daughter is as a top 3% like earner on OnlyFans. Her videos are available on Pornhub. Like, what the hell? Where, like,
you know why I think he was resentful? You know why I think he's resentful? Because even Yankee Wally had standards. Probably Meghan wanted to work for her, and Yankee Wally turned her, you know, and said, "No, I don't accept ugly-looking women." I think that's where the
Wally used to
resentment
take
comes.
good care of her girls. She used to actually protect her girls and things like that. I mean, Boozy's own daughter released a tweet, which I have somewhere in my photos, about how she wrote about how Boozy took her favorite toy and put a noose around its neck.
That is absolute. And this man, and this is the men that Harry and Meghan chose. They
to represent them.
That documentary or whatever the fudge you want to call it. They gave him a prominent role because I think chapter 5 or episode 5 is all about this, right? And you have that idiot, this cabal of women, middle-aged white women who are in a basement. I don't live in a basement, and how dare you? How dare you?
He flashed my account, my YouTube account and my Twitter account in that documentary, calling me a hate account. They flashed it up. I'm like, thanks for giving me the platform.
Why would you say that about you, Molly?
I don't think they get it when they do that. I really don't, because that's promotion, you know? The thing is, when you do something like that, the person that's watching the documentary, they say to themselves, "Oh, well, let me go see what this Meghan's Mole is saying."
Search it.
And then they bring more people to your thing. See, but here, when we just heard Boosie's podcast, nobody is saying, "Oh, let me go see and let me go to Boosie's podcast or let me go to Spoutable." Nobody's doing that because that's trash.
It is trash.
And the nerve of Meghan Markle to show up at that royal wedding wearing the finest white veils over her face. She should have been wearing a helmet. That's how many men she's pounded the pavement with, you know. She should, that's the kind of thing. She should have been not a white thin veil like a virgin, and she didn't even have it over. Like this woman and Bozy. You know what? I'm gonna invite Bozy to come to any of our channels to see if he can give us a podcast. And
he never will.
But I'm dying. I am dying to have somebody, like who's actually in their.
I don't think that's a good idea because there's not going to be any useful conversation there. I think that if that man was to come on, he would just lie and lie right to your face. Like with Andy and that other that pro Meghan account. Remember the one that put us on like a list?
Yeah.
From what I heard, I think Molly was the one that told me the guy didn't actually say anything.
Mhm.
You know, he didn't really have an argument towards why he put Andy and all of us on a list. He was just he and then to top it off, he was using the word racist. I mean, this isn't Twitter, man. You're coming on a podcast.
He was looking for attention, and like people like that, I swerve from. Like, you know, he wants attention so that he can build up his following and stuff.
Yeah.
I just ignored him.
And the problem I have with Meghan Markle is not that Yankee Wally. They're saying, "Oh, Yankee Wally wasn't pretending to be something she's not. This is who I am. This is what I did." Meghan Markle is like, "Oh my God, I'm this virgin who's marrying this," and you guys know that she had a court order. She had Trevor agreed to a court order, so the details of their civil wedding that happened in August 16, 2011, never see the light of day without a court order or without their agreement. This because she had her wedding, the official wedding in September. So this is a woman who's like pretend, and I think that she did that because she wanted to erase that. She didn't want people to know she was married, because I think she would have wanted Trevor never to exist, so she could have been a virgin. Look at that veil. I mean, she should have been wearing a helmet. Like this woman has pounded that head in the pavement of the hardcore Hollywood streets and mattresses all over town. And she's going with. I mean, I don't understand how.
I'm sorry, but like you can literally see her nipples sticking out from the dress from here. It looks like she's going to a funeral. It doesn't look like a wedding. It's not happy. Even the lighting, like that day, it was terrible. Like when you see the photos of her face in this shot, she looks evil.
Yeah.
And
See, but the thing that I wanna make this point real quick with this, what we're looking at. Back then, okay, 6 years ago, people believed her. Okay, 6 years ago, people supported her. I want to make that point very clear, because I know that we're saying this in 2024, but if you were to have said that in 2018, I mean, they would have taken you off social media. Paula,
I did.
Exactly.
I was pulled out of social media. I want to thank Elon Musk officially, publicly. Thanks for restoring my social media. YouTube took down 2 of my videos when I first started in 2018. They took them down because of hateful and racist, and even I never mentioned her race or anything. They took them down.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing that's such a shock to me sometimes, because when you look at what happened back then, I've heard so many people say it so many times before. Oh, I loved her, and I thought she was going to change the royals, and she was going to modernize it. I don't know what any of that means. It just sounds like word salad when people have said that, because what does modernize mean? Because someone that's a quarter black is going to come into the royal family? That doesn't seem like. Monetize is more like it, because she wanted to get paid for everything.
But also that she was this self-made. You heard that, right, Molly? They said she's a self-made woman.
Yeah.
They said that she's a multimillionaire in her own right. Keep in mind that everything for that wedding, Meghan Markle doesn't even know what it is like. Even the hotel that Doria and her stayed at, everything was paid for by Charles.
Yeah.
I have to give him this. He did pony up the money, because poor little Meghan.
Well, wasn't that paid for by the people in Britain?
Security. The security for the wedding was.
Yeah.
The security cost the taxpayers $32 million.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because Harry needed to have snipers on top of every single building, because Meghan was in danger. I blame the royal family for allowing it to go on. I blame.
Don't say that.
But I do know we're in my channel. We don't.
I know.
When you come to my channel, we can talk about anything. If it gets fucking demonetized, so what? At least we had a good chat. I don't care. We're here to talk, guys, and I love talking to you. And we have nothing.
Let me play this clip for you for a second. Hold on a second. This is always what's being said about Meghan. So you know that what is it? Katie whatever and Kinsey have like a show that they do together called Heirs and Spares, something like that.
Yes.
So this is what Kinsey pushes via her American side. So just listen up.
I do think that sometimes we forget that Meghan started from nothing. She is a self-made woman. So she
Oh my God.
history of kind of creating her narrative until she lost control. And that
You heard that, right?
I know. I
How
heard
long
that.
ago was
I'm
that?
absolutely shocked.
That was their episode on April 24th this year so just a few months ago.
Is it only that little clip?
Oh no, there's
Well,
more.
I can give you the whole show.
I left a comment. I had to leave a comment. And I think this
Oh
is
my
why she has to
God.
message me.
And yet that person has a huge platform. That woman has, as a matter of fact, 2 platforms. She has a platform here in America and in the UK.
Yeah,
And-
she's getting big in the UK too.
Like all over. Like okay, I'm sorry, but I'm getting fatigue over Kinsey. Just like how we see Meghan and Harry everywhere, every single channel I turn to, whether it's Talk TV or the morning shows, all I see is her, and I'm just like, can we have someone else, please? I mean, I love her; she's incredible, but just I need some mix.
No, you don't love her. It's okay not to love her.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I can't stand that two-faced shit.
No,
I cannot stand that.
I'm shocked when I did see that show, Molly, and I had to leave a comment. I said, "Are we talking about the same Meghan Markle, Kinsey? I thought we talked about this or something like that." I left, but I understand. I mean, I don't know why people are like that. You know what? If somebody can prove to me, and I mean it seriously, and I think you and Molly and if somebody can prove to us that we're wrong about Rachel Meghan Markle and that we've been assholes to her, I will genuinely apologize. Just like you, Andrew, when you said, show me one picture of Rachel Meghan Markle with her belly, like, in a bikini or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Close down my channel. I also went and did the same thing. I didn't even know you very well, but I love that. And I said, and I actually did a video. I said, I'm in the second one POV saying, if I can see Meghan and it's for reals, the picture, nothing fake or anything like that, I will do the same thing. I would be happy to apologize, but I'm not going to go and lie like that because Meghan Markle is not a self-made woman. So I had to leave the comment in there. And because what are you on? I thought we've moved past this. Meghan Markle is not a self-made woman. She's a self-made hoe, but even then she needed her pimp Marcus to do that. She still needed a man to help her get along,
Yeah. Well, the thing about also going back to Kinsey is she was just pictured at the Royal Ascot, and she was with that Cameron Walker character who has really turned into one of their cheerleaders. I think all these people, they're connected. These reporters, these royal reporters, and that's why, like Megan's most said, she's everywhere because she will talk one way at one place, and then she'll talk another way at another place, which means who is telling her what to say whenever she's appearing on whichever show.
Yeah, and Tessa Dunlop, I know she did that show with
Ugh.
Tessa Dunlop. I couldn't watch it. I gotta tell you guys,
I don't know how Piers Morgan has that woman on all the time. I seriously don't.
No, Kinsey had Tessa Dunlop. They did a show together in Kinsey's channel.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Tessa Dunlop. She's always on Piers Morgan's show, and I can't believe that guy still allows her on the show.
No, I agree with you, but what I'm saying, I was heartbroken when Kinsey did that too with her. I was like, please don't do that, Tessa, didn't she marry? Didn't she groom her husband, or like how old was he?
Sure as hell did. Her husband, look at me, I know all about this.
Go for it.
Oh yeah.
Look at me, I know. Let me tell you something, okay? Hold on a second. I actually went to the trouble of getting my hands on that specific book Tessa Dunlop wrote about how she seduced her husband and how she met him in Romania and everything. She had it removed off the shelves, but I got my freaking paws on a copy of it.
She had it removed?
Yeah, she had it removed because people were saying, like, this sounds like you are grooming. It sounds like, what the heck is going on? Everyone is suddenly gone all of a sudden. You're there. Oh, you went blank on my screen. That's why. Basically, she wrote about how when she was 19, she went and did this exchange in Romania where she taught English. And she met her husband there when she would drink plum brandy in the back with his older brother. The younger brother that she was teaching was 13 at the time. She basically fell in love with a 13-year-old. She talks about how she basically groomed him. She writes about how she forced him to leave his country of Romania despite the fact that he didn't want to. And then she brought him to this new country. Like, it is gross. And I've got my hands on this freaking copy.
Oh, Molly, we should do a review of the book and the love story of this is like J-Lo, the love story never told.
Mm-hmm. It was her pupil. Like, he was a 13-year-old student who she was supposed to teach English to, but instead she was, I mean, if they took Philip Schofield and that other guy, Hugh Edwards, off air for just, I mean, Philip had a whole blown relationship, but that other guy, Hugh, was texting a minor back in the day. I mean, Tessa should be held to the same level of accountability, right? This is no different. Women are just as disgusting as men.
No, I agree. I agree. This is like Macron, the first lady. She's a lady. First lady. I agree with Candace. I'm doing a video about it. Oh, guys, you know what? Guess who I'm interviewing on Friday? I'm interviewing Mr. Howard Bloom. He wrote the book about the Idaho murders. I
saw your post about that.
I am so looking forward to it, because I get goosebumps about. But what do you think about that thing about Macron, the first lady of France, guys? What do you make of it? I mean, Candace put out a very, very compelling.
That's a giant scandal. I mean, that you can see it too. Like, I've seen a picture of them two together, and she looks really weird.
Even with the wig.
Really weird.
That's a wig. That's a wig, guys.
Yeah. That's a wig. And the fact that they, I don't remember exactly what it was. Either they had journalists arrested or they had YouTubers taken down. There was something along the lines.
Arrested. These people
they had
were
journalists arrested, right? Yeah.
And
they had
journalists.
Yeah.
And
okay.
YouTubers. And they're in court right now for it.
Exactly. The fact that they did that, I mean,
tells you they're hiding it. Tells you they're
really hard.
Yeah. They don't want
to shut people up. They presented a picture that looked like she was having the first communion, right? Or something like that. It was her daughter. They just put it in black and white.
Idiots. Idiots.
They haven't been able to show one picture of her. You would think that they would be able to show one picture. Candace is right on this one. And the people, they did like 2.5 years. They try to look for the paper trail of the brother and of her, right? She would have had documents going to school, right? As a kid, as a girl, right?
Yeah.
You think that she went to kindergarten or there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Only her brother. Apparently she didn't go to school as a kid. Nothing. Isn't that
and that's the thing is I want to say that about her and also, the stuff we've talked about with Harry and Nacho and stuff like this. If this was to come out that Macron was with a dude, what's the big deal? Like, it's a different world now, man. He'd probably be praised just like Harry. If Harry came out of the closet, he would be praised. The first LGBT prince. He's like the king of the world for the LGBT community. Like, you would think that these people would understand. Like, remember with the rumors about Michelle Obama? Same thing. Like, all of these people just come out and say the truth. You'll be praised. It's 2024. It's not 1994.
Oh my God. But you know what it is though? It is what it is the deceit. Well, Lily has to go, so we're going to get going.
No, you guys can keep talking. I got to run. You guys can keep talking.
Okay, so Andrew, we're going to talk a little bit longer. Andrew, I wanted to ask you something. I love you. We love you, Lily. Andrew, I wanted to ask you something. You know that Nacho came out fighting, defending, what's his name? Harry, he said that, no matter what, I will always have your back. I will always support you, blah, 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 blah. What do you make of that?
Yeah, that's how these people are. And then that's why the narrative that he had no instructions from Meghan to do that was a joke. They were trying to put out that narrative that he did it on his own. She threw him under the bus. Then you hear a quote like that. And he said, I'll defend them for the rest of my life with everything I have. Or something along those lines, and you see it. These people, they're really in with this woman. They're down.
But why do you think? Because surely
I think they believe it. I think because I think they believe it. They believe, like, you have to understand as well. Nacho's rich. Nacho is also, he's some kind of trophy husband. Apparently, the wife is the one with all the money. So when you live in these little bubbles like these rich people do, they're not exposed to the real world. So I bet you that this nacho person probably believes everything that Meghan said. He probably believes that Harry was really mistreated by the royal family. He probably believes all this shit because that's what happens when these elite rich people are in these circles and they've never gone outside. They've never gone outside their tiny little world that's been built with all of their money.
Yeah, but I mean, I heard something that she fell out with Serena Williams or something like that. We still don't know who was the first, who got the first jam, raspberry jam, do we?
I think
Because
she's fallen out with everybody. I don't see any. I don't see her doing any interviews. I don't see her doing any pap walks anymore. We don't even see that. We don't see her in public. I mean, we got a report. I believe it was like 2 or 3 days ago that said she needed to fire her new PR team. Well, it's interesting because if you look at this year versus last year, she's not doing the same thing. And last year, it almost seems like she was more popular than she is now. Because if you're going to be doing this sporadic shit, right? Like, look at what happened with Trooping the Color.
yeah,
Okay, she failed with the dog biscuits and the jam. Totally wrong move. The most boneheaded move ever with dog biscuits and jam to try and do that. And then to top it off, I don't know if you heard that wine, the rosé wine. Well, that was on William's birthday. So that was supposed to cover William's birthday.
oh yeah, what happened with the wine? I was confused
Nothing,
about
nothing. The story came out and nobody even gave a shit, literally. And it's funny because that rosé story dropped right on William's birthday. You see,
was it,
so
oh, that came out on William, oh, I didn't know.
yeah, that put that together.
Hello,
Yeah,
hello. No, so
yeah,
so she put it out on William's birthday.
yeah. The one with
That's
the
a
wine, the
skanky
rosé
move.
wine.
That's a skanky, but she did. What kind of wine is she gonna have? You know, like, I mean, you had this. I saw your video about that, the escort wine. What is it called, or something like that? I mean,
Yeah, rosé. It's gonna. Oh yeah, call girl wine. Yeah, that's what I wrote.
did
But
you know? Did you know that Soho House in 2018 they made a special wine for Marcus Anderson for his
yeah,
birthday? And it
I
was
believe it.
Lady. It's called no. It's I'll send you the link. It's called Lady A. It's a rosé wine, and the owner of Soho House to thank Marcus for his services. I don't know what he served. Probably because he managed to nail that dumb prince. You know, he
Hmm.
got that wine. He got that wine. Did you read this? I don't know if you have read this. Prince Harry's upset that an emotional footage of Princess Kate and feels like an outsider.
Yeah, he is. You placed yourself outside. You walked out the door, moron.
And what do you think is going to happen with Princess Anne? I mean, what do you think is going on with her?
Oh, she's I think she's okay. You know, she's that what happened to her from I don't know if that's true. I'm just going to tell you what I heard. I don't know if it's true that she was trampled or she fell off a horse, one of the two. Either way, they said a concussion, they said whatever, but I think she's going to be totally fine. Thankfully, it doesn't sound serious, but it is an injury, and especially someone at her age. We know how active she is. There was actually just a report today. Princess Anne took more royal duties than the entire royal family. She
Yeah.
was like number one. I think the number was 25% more than
Yeah.
everybody behind her. She's amazing.
No, I love her. I think this woman is absolutely kick-ass. But you know, I was wondering, you know, do you think that's why Harry's flying over, because he wants to see or impose himself on the king? You know, I'm counselor of state. You got to give me, or because you think they're desperate? Because they're really bad. From what I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, their popularity is on the shits, really.
Yeah, they're the bottom two, only above Andrew. That's it. And when he's see, that's the thing with that surprise visit to the UK. I want to say that I believe he's actually going to show up, but I think it was probably just PR because he doesn't have the balls to go over there, and I don't know if his mommy Meghan Markle will let him go for more than 12 hours.
But you know that there was an article that they put out that they said that Meghan Markle would consider coming to the UK under the right circumstances, which is full security, and of course not staying at not staying with them. That they would need to stay at a proper posh house. I guess going back to Soho House. But I mean, do you believe any of that? Or do you think that I think she might do it out of desperation because she needs a link or something? I mean, but what do you think?
Well, there was that all that talk about him wanting a house in the UK. Today, the report about Harry's cousin. What was the guy's name? One of the Spencers, the
Oh, yeah,
guy
also it's her
Spencer.
son. Who's
Yeah,
gonna inherit the estate?
he's receiving Diana's estate.
Yeah.
So I think that all of that talk about Harry wanting a home in the UK was to like point out to the people that he wanted to inherit that house. He wanted it. And then now that it's not his, there's actually a whole fight going on from what I read that someone named Kitty Spencer that
Yeah, Kitty
she's up.
Spencer is the daughter. Is the daughter like yeah?
Yeah, that she's upset that the dude is getting it. And that's what happens in families. That's what I said on my show. When it comes to families and inheritances and wills, you're talking about a major family fight because it's a lot of money involved.
You know what Enti said? That Meghan Markle in the United States is trying to, because I interviewed Enti, and he said that Meghan Markle now is trying, and I don't know if you heard this one, but Enti said that Meghan Markle now is trying to not pay taxes, right? And she's trying to say that it wasn't her idea to move back to the United States. That she was all happy and dandy in the UK, but it was Harry's idea to move to the United States. And because it was his idea, and she shouldn't be paying taxes because she didn't want to come to begin with. So she's starting to create this thing that was Harry's idea. It was his fault. That she was happy and willing to do the work in the United Kingdom. She had no problem, being in the United Kingdom. I mean, what do you make of that? Do you think
I thought that was the point of all those companies in Delaware? Isn't that the point of that? So that way they don't have to pay taxes because they have all these shell companies that are hiding their money for them.
But as an individual, you pay taxes in the U.S. As an individual, you still have to pay taxes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on, her. Well, what did pay taxes on what? She hasn't worked.
Yeah, I wonder if
I don't even think she's gotten a job. Has she gotten a job? Has she been paid for anything?
No, but unless I wonder if Harry transfer money to her account, large amounts.
Maybe. Probably.
She would need to justify that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Don't you do that in the United States? Don't you need to justify money?
Yeah, that's what people do here. Yeah, that's what happens here. And that's what's interesting to me because when I read that blind item, like you said, from NT Lawyer, when I read that, it sounded more like she just thinks she's above, with Harry, that they're above in the royal family. That's all.
And Josie has to say Netflix sent that 1099 and imagine that's their work, right?
Yeah.
So I assume because Netflix did pay them, right?
Yeah, probably. Well, wasn't that to Archwell the pay? I remember the 10 million or something.
You know what, Andrew? I have no idea with these people because you don't know what kind of shady things they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You don't know what kind of, there's no transparency. Diana and I are trying to get to the bottom of this, hiring a CPA, and even the CPA is stunned. It's like, okay, there's so many shell companies that they have. It's not even funny, guys. I mean, they're really proper crooks.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what happened. Like, they're rich people. I don't blame them. They're rich people. That's what rich people do. They do everything in their power. They have tax attorneys. They have, shell companies. Rich people do that kind of shit. And I just want to put this out there. A lot of people have talked about financial problems. We talked about this last week, Paula. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that these two people are having financial problems, that two rich people are having financial problems. It's hard for me to believe.
Charles is going to let them fail. I don't think Charles is going to let them fail either. I don't really think
that one's also interesting to me.
Saying like, by the way, my son. I don't think that King Charles is going to allow that to happen. I still think that he's kind of sending them money because they don't. That's a lot of money for security, and they're not making that much. That's another thing that Enti said, that they're not making the amounts of money to justify the expenses of the mansion, and security alone is about $1 million a year. Security alone.
Yeah. Well, depending on who's paying for it.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. And Enti said that he thinks that the U.S. people are still covering a little bit for it. It's
definitely.
Oh my God! And I don't know if you've seen. I've shown this clip many times, Andrew. But I'll send them to you so you can do a video about them, because this is about when they went to Morocco, and you can see how the press manipulated Meghan Markle getting out of the car and trying to walk on the red carpet, right? And there was a whole thing. And then I got a hold of the real clip. because they doctored it. I'm going to send it to you so you can do a video about it, because I think that the
Okay,
more we
cool.
distribute, the more we do, because it's absolutely insane how the press covers still up for these two idiots. And I mean, what do you think everything is going to end up with? What do you think their next move is? Do you think
I don't think there's going to be an end. I've been wanting to tell people that. A lot of people have said, when are they going to go away? And I just don't think it's going to happen. I mean, you have to remember what's going to happen when William becomes king, whenever that actually is. We have heard about 2027. They're trying to get Invictus Games over there in the UK or in Washington, D.C., which doesn't even sound possible in D.C. But I don't think this is going to end. I think people need to strap in for the long haul. That's my word of advice.
This woman is not going down without a fight. Meghan is not going to go down. What have you heard about WME? I haven't heard anything from Ari Emanuel.
Nothing at all.
But
and I don't see that. Look what Shauna said. They will go away when people stop talking about them. But which people? Which people? Are you talking about YouTubers? Because I don't think the Daily Mail is going to stop printing articles. I don't think that the Express is going to stop printing articles. I don't think that all of these little publications that are on the corners of the internet, what is the other one, Paula? International, and then thenews.com and all
everybody,
of these.
he entertains everybody.
I think when people say that they'll go away when people stop talking about them, I think that's wishful thinking. But I'm sure as hell not going to stop talking about this moron, especially when he's the one that talked about the First Amendment and now he's living here. I'm not going to stop. I'll tell you that right now. But
I got to say something, Shona, something too. They want us to shut up. And the problem that Harry and Meghan Markle have with people like us and YouTubers, the guy that you're referring to, Andrew, it's Prince Dre, the one that
oh yeah, I don't even know his name.
Yeah, that Prince Dre. They want us to shut up so they can, because the problem that they have is that we call out their lies. I mean, we had this moron, Bosie, I can't believe he said that Harry chose his wife over the titles. I mean, that's a clip I'll be replaying for a little bit, Yeah. I mean, can somebody, so if you don't have YouTubers like Andrew, Molly, or myself, or even Yankee Wall, or anybody, how else are you going to hear a different narrative? Because we've been fed that stupid narrative that Meghan Markle and Harry, everything is okay and they're wonderful. And this, look at the Nigeria trip, all the newspaper, right? Andrew, I thought I was going insane, but did you see how they were? Oh, what a success, what the royal family's missing, how they're loved. And then we found out that all those kings are crooks. The airline guys is like wanted in the United States. He can't even leave Nigeria. And they're like, I mean, but they're trying to gaslight us into believing that these people are decent.
Yeah, well, because a lot of their fans believe it. That's why.
Yeah, but if you
they're
that's
stupid people.
But like if it's something like Andrew and I, we talk about it all the time. And I mean, for Andrew, it's a little, I think it's personal for you, sweetie, because Harry's calling the First Amendment.
That's a big deal. I mean, that's a giant deal to me. When people talk about do you go to sleep thinking about stuff like that? I do. Well, I'm not gonna mention any names, but I'm just saying when people talk about do you think about that? Is that a big deal to you? That's a very big deal to me, man. That's a huge friggin' deal to me, because someone thinking, especially someone in his position. This man, and I know he pulled himself out, but the guy's still on the website, yada, yada. We've gone over that before. Someone in that position, a prince of another country, saying to an entire country, oh, I think that you're right to speak. Yeah, I think that's kind of bonkers. That basically means that if we were in medieval times, he would be the off with his head king or off with his head prince. That's who that guy would be.
Not only that, Andrew, you know what's even more worrisome? And people don't, people overlook it. But the fact that Harry said he's part of the Aspen Institute, which is an incredibly influential thing because they influence what you get in the news, guys. It really, the Aspen Institute, it was incredibly serious when he went and did that Apple thing or whatever it was. And he said, oh yeah, we knew about January 6th way before anybody.
Yeah. And with the Twitter thing, how far back does this man go? Did he have any influence in the 2020 election? Did he have any influence on Twitter back then 4 years ago? You're talking about way before I started covering it.
Yeah.
But this is something, to me, we got the election coming up. There's already been announcements from Archwell that they're going to be talking about misinformation and disinformation. And we know what people like them mean when they say that. To them, misinformation is the stuff they don't agree with. That's literally all it means.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
If
misinformation for them is us calling them out in their lies. That's what they call misinformation, by the way, just to rectify.
yeah.
So no, I mean, we're for me, like I'm just shocked about everything, really, what's going on. I'm surprised he has been able to get away with. What do you think is going to happen with the visa, Andrew?
Well, that one, well, I've said that on my show so many times. I don't think we're going to find out. I think it's going to be forced to stay in private for some reason, and then we're just going to have to deal with it. But like you said about shocked, I'm at the point now where nothing shocks me. I'm not even. I always use the phrase, "We think they can't go any lower," and they do. And every single time something happens, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I could see that, and it's totally believable because that's how these people are. But with the visa, I mean, this guy is we know who he is. We know who this man is. And you saw the report that just came out. I think it was a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. Now they were trying to use Trump.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes, they were trying to use Trump. Oh, when all else fails, bring out Trump's name. I mean, they're going that route, and it's probably going to be held. And I mean, it's already July, so how much longer is this going to take? These kind of things don't take months and months and months. It should have been quick. They should have, gotten it over with months into it. And now we're going to hit a year because all of this broke in fall of last year.
Yeah, and the judge has had those documents for what, a couple months at least? This is just a thing, that form that he's going to see what Harry ticked on it, right? Because that's what the Heritage Foundation wants to see. What did Harry tick? Did he admit to using drugs or not? That's all they want, right? Am I reading this correctly? They just want to know if he admitted to doing drugs before in that form. That's all they want to know. They don't want to know about his work, whether he's a spy or anything like that. We just want to know if he admitted to his drug use prior and the government form, which is, I believe, is a federal crime, right? If you lie in a federal form, on a government form, is a federal crime. I think that those little dudes at the Heritage Foundation, what they want to know is like, did he lie or did he admit it? And if he did admit it, how did you let him in?
Well, that's because really the main reason that they want to keep it secret is because that proves preferential treatment. And that proves, oh, well, this is the king's son. We still let him in the country, even if he did say that on his visa application, which I'm still, to this day, I'm of the opinion the guy didn't fill anything out. He landed in Canada on his little private jet, or Tyler Perry's private jet. He landed in California on his private jet. He's an illegal immigrant. He doesn't even have a visa. So I'm of the opinion there is no application. But until we find out, I'm going to stay with that one.
Yeah, you know what? I actually did a bit about that. And I was thinking, because he has been getting out, he can stay 90 days, right? And then he has to get out because, you only have like a 90-day tourist visa, right? And then you can go back in. But when you get out, you come back in, and it starts all over again, the 90 days thing. And he has been traveling quite a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think
that's the point.
He has been 3 months. I don't think Harry has been 3 months, whole months in the United States.
Yeah. Well, that's the point with that. It's like a reset.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he has, because you can see him. They came in the Freedom Flight, because all of this happened suddenly. At least that's what they want us to believe, that they had no plans, that they were going to stay in Canada. If I remember correctly, they were going to move to Canada, but the evil prince came and they found them out. And then Harry was told that he wasn't going to get any security. And this is why he had to come to California, which makes no sense, because he wasn't going to have security in Canada as well as in the States. I don't understand why that move happened, to tell you the truth. But they justify it by saying that, oh, well, they were going to remove our security, so we flew to California. I don't see the logic in that. I want to ask you one question, Andrew, because this has been plaguing me for quite some time. After listening to everything that Harry and Meghan have said, and we saw in Molly when they asked Doria on the Netflix thing, oh my God, how have these past 5 years been for you? Oh, they've been challenging. Can you please pinpoint to me what exactly was so terrible for them to leave? I mean, one thing that was really terrible that they can really say was that horrible that we had to leave. Because, when you watch the documentary, and even the things that they say, they never arrive to the point of why they left. It's always hinted, or I wanted to take my life. I wanted to unalive myself. But over what? Can you kind of explain to me, because maybe I missed it?
A
And I
lot of people don't agree with me on this, and I'll say it because this is what I believe. I think the guy really has a problem with the king situation. I think so much of his yeah, that's the word problem. So much of his issue with his family is the simple fact that William is going to be king and he's not. So when he has called himself, oh, I wanted to suicide or I wanted to unalive myself. Yeah, because you're not happy with the situation that is going on. And you would have thought, right? Like, look at Andrew. Of course, with all the, guy with the island stuff, we're not talking about that.
yeah.
But look at Andrew, the role that Andrew has played, right, with King Charles being king and he's not king. And it doesn't seem that Andrew's like that. And I truly believe that so much of Harry's hate and anger towards his family is just simple jealousy that he's not going to be able to take the reign. That's truly what I believe.
It really is a second child syndrome. It reminds me of the Dark Ages, or hundreds of years ago, when the younger brothers tried to kill the older brothers because they wanted to take the throne. That's
Yeah,
really what it boils down to, right?
yeah, that's literally it. And why when it came to Megan, then she got over there and then she told him, "Well, you're not going to be king here, so let's go be a king and queen in Hollywood." Well, that shit hasn't worked out.
Well, that sure turned out crappy. But anyways, I don't know, Andrea, if you know that. Andrea, how's your Spanish?
Oh, not good enough to talk about it.
I wanted to have you on my Spanish channel, where my Spanish
Oh
is shit
no.
too. My Spanish is not that great. I struggle with the words,
Yeah.
But anyways, but I just want to, guys. I want you to go to Andrew's channel. Please subscribe. Please, Molly and Andrew should be on 100K already. Go watch their videos because they're funny. I can't get over what are you working on right now, Andrew?
There are some pieces out there, and now with Beckham, that Harry snubbed Beckham.
Oh yeah. Oh, I am
Yeah,
so glad. You know what, Andrew? When
yeah,
I years ago I said that the reason why, and even earlier I've been saying this, that the reason why Harry and Meghan fell out with Victoria is because she sent her 5 dresses. But Meghan thought that they were freebies, and when Victoria sent the invoice, Meghan was livid.
I wouldn't
Actually,
doubt it.
I have to give it credit to Charles, unfortunately, and I hate doing that. He paid for it. He paid for it because Meghan refused to give them back.
Yeah,
And the reason why Victoria sent the invoice is because she knows how protocol works for the royal family. So she knows that they can't accept those. So she sent them when Meghan kept them, right? And Meghan fell out with her. She started trashing her because this is what this woman does. So I'm really happy because Tom Bauer just came in, and I was trash for it. Oh, how do you know, Paula? And I'm like, I have some people who told me about it. But now Tom Bauer has come and pretty much said the same thing, that they fell out over dresses.
yeah.
Because Megan is a thief. This woman is a thief. You know that she kept the Aquazura shoes, the one that the engagement
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah. She stole them. Yeah, that's
That is,
that's one thing that I think is so interesting about this, where you have all this proof of stuff happening. Well, fine then. Okay, fine. We can't say concrete proof, but I mean,
yeah.
we saw the shoes. We saw them. That's the thing that it was in my mind. She literally wore them out after she had stole them. So
And
we have so much proof.
I'm gonna send
Yeah,
you this thing, because the director of that shoot actually ended up doing a post on Facebook talking about it.
yeah,
Still on Facebook. I'm gonna Google it and I'm gonna send it to you, Andrew, because we
yeah,
know that she asked for those specific Aquazura shoes to be bought for her, which were really expensive, like $600 or $700, and then she just walked out with them.
yeah. What?
She's a
And
thief.
that's one of those things where when you do a photo shoot, you're not supposed to keep the clothes. I mean, maybe the big names do. The really big models, maybe they get to keep them, but not someone that's just a sixth in line on suits.
Yeah, the thing, and she did that when she was truly a nobody, an unknown nobody, you know. And I mean, and she was horrible. She was horrible. The guy wrote about it. The director wrote about it. He says that he never worked with anybody like that. That she was not. I mean, he went off on her on Facebook, and I was laughing my ass off. I was like, "Go for it, dude. Go for it," But
Yeah,
I wonder what's going to happen now, because they've been awfully quiet. Her cooking show, I don't know where it's going to go. We haven't heard anything, but they said that Netflix has not taken over. Is that true? I just quickly, I know that you have to go, but that
Well,
Netflix is
what
taking.
I what was at least put out is that Netflix was taking over the brand, the ARO brand. That's what was put out. And from what it sounded like to me, they're doing that because they want to get their money back. So they want to do, like, you've seen the branded stuff, whether it's Stranger Things. I believe Stranger Things has like ice cream or other food like for children, that kind
Mhm.
of thing. So that's what they're going to plan to do. They're going to try and make some money off of her because nothing else has worked. They got to suck the money out of her any way they can, and that's how it sounded when the report said that they were going to take over the ARO brand, they were going to take over the CEO and take over the branding and everything, literally everything having to do with that, and going along with her cooking show. I believe the term was turbocharged. That's Yeah, that was the term, that Netflix turbocharged her brand.
Come up with those
So
things. I mean,
I mean, I believe it because, someone like Netflix, they drop 100 million into these two morons and they're not getting anything out of it.
That's so much money. That's insane, isn't it, Andrew?
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't believe she could make it work. Look at us doing a little podcast here, and she couldn't just do this. I
Well,
mean,
she tried. I think she tried. I think that's real. I think when you look at the Spotify thing, this is too much work for her. I mean, we heard about her Spotify podcast. She wouldn't even interview the people herself. She got her producers to do it, and then she would show up afterwards and insert her voice. I think that this woman is truly lazy, and that's a shame when you're given the type of platform like 20 million on Spotify and 100 million on Netflix. Those are the two biggest platforms on earth right now.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what people listen to maybe in China because there's billions of people over there, but
Lemonade,
like going from that to Lemonada Media, it's a failure. It's just a
I
failure.
mean, what a downfall. I gotta tell you, can you imagine if you and I got even a little bit of it Spotify? If Spotify could tell us you can have this, I would be like, wow.
Oh yeah. She just
Oh,
doesn't
can
want
you?
to work. And hey, that's okay. You don't want to work, you don't want to do anything. That's okay, but don't portray yourself as the other way around.
Well, not according to her CV, her resume. You would think that woman never stops working.
That's the point. Yeah. She portrays herself as if she is a worker and she's not.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Ridiculous.
But anyways, guys, we're gonna get going. Thank you, Andrew, for being here. I love you. You know that, you hunky chunky man.
Oh yes.
I love
Love
you.
you too.
I love
Love you too. You know it.
Guys, go subscribe to Andrew. Please go subscribe to Andrew, to Meghan Small. Little Monster finally is recovered. Did you see how much they charged Molly for that operation?
Yeah, she told me like $8,000.
8? You wish. 11.
Oh damn. Jesus.
Yes, and they won't give you the doggy back unless you pay everything, like
Like for ransom or something.
it's brutal. When she sent me that invoice, I was like, and on top of that one, you have to add the $1,000 for overnight staying, Andrew, plus the other things that had come up. So we're looking almost $12,000, and she had to put like almost $6,000 down. And when if she doesn't pay, they keep the dog, and I guess they put them to sleep. I don't know what they do.
I mean,
but
for that kind of money, she should have just traveled to Mexico and then got it done in Mexico. Yeah. I mean, the plane trip alone would have been cheaper than that.
It's brutal, though. I was like, holy, when I went, I was like, oh my God, that's a lot. They're extortionists, how they do that to people. And I know somebody said that it costs about $500,000 for to become a vet, but man, they make it back in 1 year if they're charging those fees to people. That's horrible.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
No, that's horrible. But anyways, thank you very much, Andrew, and I'll see you on Friday. Gorgeous man.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys, don't forget, when are you doing the late night with Molly?
Yeah, it's gonna be 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock Central US and
Tonight?
11 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, on Friday night.
So we're gonna be watching there, guys. So you please go watch it because it's funny as hell. And of course, go to their channel. So thank you very much for being here, Andrew. I love you, sweetie.
Okay, love you so much. Be careful out there.
I will. And thank you very much, people. Have a great day. And please go show love and support to Andrew and Meghan Small, especially Meghan Small. She needs to earn money right now. Poor thing. I'm just glad Monster is okay. I want to thank you guys for coming here. Please don't forget to go to my Spanish channel and subscribe and watch my videos. You can watch them with subtitles. So thank you always for supporting us. And you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Oh, by the way, I'm doing a live with Victoria and her channel in about an hour's time. So I hope to see you guys there. It's going to be, I think, Latisha. Yeah, it's going to be 3 of us or something like that. So go watch us there. So thank you very much, guys, and have a great day.